of members of parliament from both houses who accepted the invitation. And I know there'll be people coming in and coming out because, as you will appreciate, with parliamentary business, people are in committees and different meetings. And I know many members of parliament will come and they will be coming. It was absolutely tremendous. And I have to say, when I've been in the House of Commons, when I've invited people to any event, I've never had that kind of response. So I think, now, today's opportunity is really to honour, should be rightly acknowledged by parliamentarians. I know for the last week and a half, wherever Service Sub has gone, whether it's Glasgow, Manchester events, to hear him speak, to meet him, and to, of course, appreciate all the work that he's done. So his popularity is beyond the parameters of just Parliament, but I thought it was right that he should also be honoured in Parliament as well. The format today is some people who are going to have to leave, somebody who's going to be coming and joining, and of course we have in the House of Commons a vote at 7 o'clock, so there may be a bit of a disruption there as well. Then there are, now I want to now ask Khalid Mahmood, who is the chair of the APP Dual International.
Thank you, Chair. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's a huge privilege for me to stand here today welcoming Mohammed. So now that there are quite a number of Muslim parliamentarians, people take it for granted. But when Mohammed sarwar broke the ground, it was hugely difficult. There were huge issues that he had to come through his constituency, through Glasgow, in order to be here. And another few years, he had a huge business. And had he concentrated on that, I'm sure that he would have been one of the top wholesalers at the moment in this country. But the following year with Sadiq and Shai Malik, unfortunately no longer with us, are part of our normal structure, and we fight them on behalf of the Labour Party, and that's how we do. So I think I joined him. And for me, it was hugely supportive in terms of 9/11. And both of us worked together to support and to look at how we can work within the Labour Party to go through and deliver that, because we work united and together. That was the key thing, I think, as far as I'm concerned. And that's why I think so many members have turned out today, because in this time here, all of us appreciated all the good work we did here. And thank you very much for being here today. Thank you.
Recollection of working with the server. So, I want to now invite on board Douglas Alexander, who is...
I remember watching long before I became a member of Parliament an extraordinary tribute that was given by Margaret Beckett in the death of a great Labour leader, John Smith. Sympathy and solidarity from representatives from all sides of the Commons. But she went on to say, today we mourn for one of our own on the Labour side. And it's in that spirit of immense pride that I am here today to honour, to recognise and to celebrate the extraordinary endeavour, hard work and commitment. But the second word I want to suggest is significant tonight is the golden thread that has run through that life is service. I first worked closely with Mohammed, not just here in Parliament, but in the immediate aftermath of the terrible earthquake in Pakistan in 2005, that if we remember left 17 hours responsible in the Department for International Development, I had the great privilege of seeing the difference that British taxpayers' money had made in rebuilding communities and providing emergency relief, in the support that the Royal Air Force was able to excite them. The challenges facing the Punjab are immense. We all understand that. Those of us who have the opportunity to travel on many occasions to Pakistan know that when we travel back to Lahore tomorrow, you will face challenges as great as the challenge of lifting communities out of poverty. But there is no one better qualified, no one better motivated, I believe, than yourself to undertake that vital work. So it is with a sense of pride and respect for your achievements.
I'm a Muslim person to actually sit in the cabinet, and in fact, as you all know,
a lot of Pakistani heritage. 2005, so I remember Sarwar, I never met him because he made me proud to be his friend. I never met him, I didn't meet in 2004, but the fact that somebody looked like my dad, who had the same my dad is he looked like my dad, mentor and a role model to me for decades. And in 2005, he's won an election and he refused to stand on the platform of the BNP. But everyone's telling him that's what you do. All the candidates are going to stand up when the votes are passed. What does he do? Ain't doing it. He makes his acceptance speech on the floor of the town hall. I'm scared because I'm his family here. But Governor Salman Taseer, the Governor of Punjab, 2 governors ago, was assassinated. Sarwar knows this. He's not stupid. He's got knowledge and he knows what's going on. And it's about Douglas' point about service. He could have chosen to make even more money, to go to another place in this country and be in Parliament and to have a cushy life enjoying his grandchildren. He has chosen to go to a country that needs skilled and talented people to be frank, take a risk of his own life and his personal safety to do that job. And I'm proud to have Monisar as my friend and my mentor. Thank you very much.
Rather shocked and taken aback by me. He judged me to be a peculiar specimen. He was not an isolated figure in British public life, and certainly not in the Parliamentary Labour Party. But over a period, one of the things you find outside of the House is that when you serve here, representing a constituency, you do live cheek by jowl with your colleagues by necessity, ladies and gentlemen, because you are cutting yourself off from a whole swathe of people who simply happen to take a different philosophical view of the world to your own. Get on well together. I got to know Mohammed over a period of years. I leave you to judge whether he was displaying great wisdom or just being guilty of the most appallingly inaccurate teasing and mockery when he kept saying to me that I was the best socialist that he knew. I thought this was very strange. But colleagues will have to judge whether they thought it was strange or not. But we did get on well, and then we did that thing which colleagues often do, not necessarily by design, but by circumstance, by serendipity, and that is we travelled abroad together. Prosaic but important for you. I admire people who are successful in business and who do not then regard that as an end in itself, mission accomplished. I'm all right, Jack, and the devil take the hindmost. Rather, they regard it not as a matter of self-aggrandizement, and he's, I think, probably proud of what he does, but he's never smug or complacent, never satisfied, always thinking, what more can I do? And ladies and gentlemen, forgive me, but I must just been kids for a few days, and Mohammed said to me, in light of the appalling floods, would you come to save money for the victims? And I said, of course, Mohammed, I'm very happy to do that. And I asked, when is, just as a matter of logistics, the meeting? He said, well, it's a week today, which he was only just sounding me out about, and started, and if I may say so, of finality. I had been conclusively put in my place in the nicest possible way, and I went, and with others from across the spectrum, said a few words on that occasion about the importance of the cause. That meeting was packed, and what that speaks to, if I may say so, friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, is not just the organisational efficiency. I once remember Gerald telling me that he had had a conversation with a very distinguished Labour member of Parliament who was by background quite a successful industrialist. And I think, if I remember it correctly, Gerald had complimented the man upon his tie. And the man, this vastly wealthy man, said, yes, you're quite right, Gerald, it is an exceptionally attractive tie. But because I like you so much, when I bought it, I thought about buying a second one for you. But the point was, ladies and gentlemen, he bloody well didn't. And I remember when I was in Sri Lanka that Mohammed was generous in the little things as he is in the big things. When we were at the bar, he wanted everybody to be happy.
Councillors, and he made us all proud becoming Member of Parliament, and of course he's made another history, as the Speaker was saying earlier, of becoming a British parliamentarian, becoming a Governor of Punjab. Although I have to say that British have a history of holding that position in historic times, but maybe in a different way. And the Governor House that I visited last, only a few weeks ago, and when the Governor kindly offered us a dinner there, it is a place that reminds, being in a position that we are among the worst corrupt countries in the world, as they rate us. And therefore, there are huge challenges. I know people don't like to hear that. I know. Pakistanis always, they like to hear good things about Pakistan. Of course, there are good things in Pakistan. But we must not shy away from the challenges that the Sarwar Sahab and people who are running Pakistani governments have. And
Pakistan is a country full of people, 180 million people, resilient, who are fighting a war with the terrorists, the worst possible terrorists, in a global sort of terrorism that is having everywhere. And that only Pakistan could do it, because you see we have lost 50,000 people, 50,000 civilians, and over 7,000 soldiers, generals included. It's not, no ordinary country could suffer that much and still survive. It is only the resilience of people of Pakistan who could do it. And despite having everything here, he has preferred to go to Pakistan to serve the country. Indeed, we need people like him who would really serve his country back home, as well as people like you here, like Dr. Khan and others, who serve the country in UK as well. Because we have got such good relationship between the two countries, we really thank you very much.
Was its home. Indeed, we still have family and friends who are in Glasgow today. And whilst I entered Parliament after you had left Parliament, you'd clearly left your mark in more ways than one, not least because your son took up your mantle and your name continues in the House of Commons, albeit with a different forename today. As Lord Qurban Sahib has illustrated, Pakistan is going through some serious challenges in the current day. But one thing that one should never forget is the concept of hope, the concept of aspiration, and the concept of prayer. Heritage, proud, may I say, of his Punjabi heritage, but also proud of the fact that he served in what we all, I'm sure, as parliamentarians regard the greatest parliament of all here in the United Kingdom, and taking those skills back to work for the benefit of the people of Pakistan. And there are many beacons, there are many examples, despite all the challenges that Pakistan has had since its foundations. You need to look in the world of sport.
The High Commissioner for Pakistan here, one of the most admirable throughout his time in Parliament, and I was delighted beyond all measure to learn that he had become the Governor of the Punjab. A huge appointment, a responsibility for more people than live in this entire country, and one to which he is utterly fitted. Of course, I am a proud supporter, but also other Mohammed on Kashmir, of course, and that is an issue which must be resolved and which must be resolved in a way that's worked with Mohammed on that particular case. What I'm particularly grateful to for Mohammed was that his friendship is not simply looking, perhaps because of his presence in Pakistan, somewhat younger than when I last saw him. And you say that some friendships never end. And as far as I personally am concerned, his friendship.
Thank you.
Sarwar, I have to say it's a real pleasure, delight and an honour to be standing here and paying tribute to you today. because you were an icon for our generation of people who wanted to be members of parliament, who aspired to be members of parliament, were the person who inspired us to say, if you want it, if you work for it, if you're committed, if you're determined, you can do it. And that's why I say, you know, generations, my generation, and many more generations, you know, who are to come, will be, you know, in gratitude to Sir Asad for breaking that mold, because in
from the churches all over Scotland. We got weekly and monthly donations from churches right across the spectrum, from the Muslim community, from the Catholic community, from the Presbyterian community, because they saw huge injustice that had been done to the Muslim people in the occupied territories in Palestine. And that made me understand who the man was. He says, you are workers. You have people who are working by your own hand and by brain to get on in life. And it's been great to be in Parliament with him and to see his son come in as well, who's obviously, if you don't know, is the deputy leader of the Labour Party. The deputy leader is Mohammed's son. So it's not just about getting in, but getting on. It's not just about getting on, but giving back. And that's why I've come. I've come to hear this man. I've come to pay my respects to Mohammed Sarwar. Great Scotsman.
Prayers are with you. Thank you.
Pakistan as a governor, because you was dealing across the world, and as we all know, that fact Pakistan is suffering with grave terrorism. We are victim of terrorism, but the perception is other way around in the world. So I'm hoping you will work on this issue and take this awareness to the world. Pakistan is a victim of terrorism. Thank you very much.
Justified now. But can I tell you that it has been said about Pakistani nation, wherever we are. I think in this room, majority of us of Pakistani origin are sitting. So I think we are very resilient. That is one thing. We are going through a very difficult and challenging time, as many speakers have said. But we are also going through a very good time as well, because Pakistani nation is going through a fear and disillusionment. But we have one word which has been mentioned today, hope. And hope lies with people like Mohammed Sarwar and other people.
But I'm proud to say that people of Govan and Glasgow were not bothered with my religion. They were not bothered, and they accepted me, they voted for me, and this acceptance proves that what kind of great people are in Glasgow and Scotland, of course in the United Kingdom. They judge people by their ability to serve, not their background. And when I want to share this secret with you, probably I have not told Sir Gerald Kaufman this. There was article in Sunday Times in which some of Muslim religious order issued advice to the Muslim living in United Kingdom not to vote for some members of parliament because of their religion. Appeared, I think in Sunday Times, was Sir Gerald Kaufman. So when I came to know, I phoned Sir Gerald and I told him that I want to come and support you in your constituency. And I gave the statement to the press as well. If I tell you that he is, I went there and showed you my support because I believe that people should be judged what they do for the people. And Sir Gerald Kaufman has always spoken many causes, and I genuinely believe that he is a very strong voice for Pakistan and London and the United Kingdom. friends, it was not an easy decision for me to take, to leave British life, leave my family from here, leave my friends. It was a difficult decision. I thought about it and felt that I can make a difference to the lives of the people in Punjab and in Pakistan. So I have taken this step. And I want to tell you, things are not easy here. There are huge challenges our nation is facing. And whenever something difficult decision, and my family, my wife said to me that, you know, I have read and I've seen that the previous governor of Punjab was assassinated. Terrorism is a huge problem for Pakistan. And I want to tell you that more than 50,000 people in Pakistan have lost their lives because of this war on terrorism, because of attacks on these innocent people. And many of them are from our armed forces, from police and general public. And the people of Pakistan really are very upset that we have given a lot of sacrifices against this war on terrorism. But our efforts, our sacrifices, our commitment is not recognized and appreciated by the international community. There's a strong feeling there. The greatest leader, Benazir Bhutto, Shaheed, lost her life. So he paid a very heavy price. And all we ask the international community is, please be concerned. We are going through a difficult time. We need your support. We need your help. And I'm proud to say one thing, that successive British governments have always stood firmly with Pakistan. I know the Labour government's commitment through DFID, millions, hundreds of millions of pounds commitment, and we are the second largest recipient of DFID fund in Pakistan. And that money is changing the life of many people for better. And I'm pleased to say that the Conservative government is keeping that commitment. They are in fact increasing that aid. And on many projects, we are working with DFID in partnership to improve the lives of the people and improve education in Punjab and in Pakistan. And I'm glad to say that on this issue of GST Plus, which is going through the European Parliament end of this year, all the main political parties in the United Kingdom, Conservative, Labour, Liberal, and National parties, are all supporting GST Plus in European Parliament. So we believe that Britain is a true friend of Pakistan, and we have historic ties between Pakistan and Britain. And our over 1 million Pakistanis and Kashmiris living in this country are a bridge between Pakistan and Britain. And we want to see these relations going strength to strength. And the Pakistani people, I can assure you, are very grateful. We are grateful to this great country, Pakistan. He made it absolutely clear to the people of Pakistan that now every citizen who is living in Pakistan, irrespective of their religion, their color, their creed, they are all equal citizens of Pakistan. And it horrified me can assure you it's not the masses who condemned this vicious attack on our Christian brothers and sisters. I have met people from religious order, from all the sects. They were all unanimous in condemnation for this brutal act in Pakistan. I want to say that all the ethnic minority communities, from the Sikh community, from the Hindu community, from the Christian community, I have told my staff, I have instructed my staff that whenever any call comes from minority communities, having a meeting with me, they should get a priority. Any issues they bring to me, I deal with them immediately. The House of Lords, for their kind support, for their encouragement, for me taking this position. And I can assure you that I will use every ounce of my energy to serve the people of Punjab and Pakistan. And the last thing I want to say to my parliamentarians and leaders of the Pakistani community living in the United Kingdom, if there is any issue, somebody is denied justice, or somebody has any problem there, my doors are open for you. And members of parliament, some of them in fact already writing to me with their problems of their constituents, and inshallah, I will make sure that I address every issue the member of parliament will refer to me. So since Viceroy till now, that any governor has invited the orphans to the governor house, I celebrated Eid with 300 orphan children at the governor house, and I saw the cheers on their faces, which made me happy. And inshallah, I can assure you that those people have the access to the governor house. We had another function for Make a Wish there, which we granted wishes for all those people who are in life-threatening diseases. And the final note,
I'm a supporter of Pakistani independence, and I hope that one of these days you two will join me of Scottish independence. I will hold my breath, and I hold my breath for a while, but we really are all behind you, and well done. Really, really proud to have known you for many years, and very, very proud of the work you do. It's absolutely fantastic. So, it just shows his character across both houses, and that just shows and demonstrates today by the number of people that have turned up today. So say thank you to the High Commissioner for taking time out to being here today. Thank you to all the parliamentary colleagues that are here, and above all to all the people that are here. I know very much for coming, and thank you to the media for sticking with us for such a long time and reporting all the great issues that Mohammed has raised.
कोई क्वेश्चन या की कहना चाहते
बस जो मर्जी कहते हो पाकिस्तानी कौम वास्ते खासकर पंजाबियों वास्ते
जी मैं पंजाबियों वास्ते पंजाबी जी फिर गल कर रहा ना हाँ ठीक है बस जी जेडे भी दोस्त इस प्रोग्राम नू सुन रहे ने मैं उन्होंने कहना चाहना कि स्टार टीवी बड़ा स्टार न्यूज़ चंगा काम कर रहा है और बड़ी सर्विस कम्यूनिटी नू तुसी लोग जेडे है दे रहे हो तो जेडे भी लोग इस प्रोग्राम सुन रहे हैं उन्होंने मैं भी कहना चाहना कि मेरे लायक कोई भी खिदमत होवे पाकिस्तान तो मैनू वो गवर्नर हाउस के एड्रैस से मिल सकते हैं
कोई प्रॉब्लम है जो जाते हैं इन्हां लोगों दी खालो दालती जांदी
जी वो कोशिश करांगे ये बड़ा वड्डा मसला है कि उन्हां दी ज़मीनां ते घरां ते कब्जे हो जांदे ने लेकिन इंशाअल्लाह ड्यूरिंग माई टाइम देयर इंशाअल्लाह कब्जे नहीं होने देवांगे।